Alrighty, welcome back to a WrestleMania edition of Superkickin It with Steven. Yeah, you may remember me. I'm Steven, your host. Kind of did this show way back. Probably not that far back, but back enough that I'm bringing it back today. So, welcome back for all my new, old listeners and old viewers. And hey, check me out, new viewers. So, let's just get started. WrestleMania is going to be a packed card, so let's not waste any more time. Let's just get right into the match. So, let's kind of take a look at the kickoff show. Yes, the kickoff show has 3 matches for it. Unless anything else gets announced, I don't think so. I think, 2-hour pre-show, 3 matches should be enough. I know some people are complaining about the matches that are on there, but I'm good with the matches that are on there. So, let's just get started. First up, we have the Cruiserweight Championship. You have Neville, the king of the Cruiserweights, going against Austin Aries. 2 guys that I would love to see hold the title, but of course one has to win, one has to lose. So just, I think these guys are going to do their best to kind of get the crowd going, even if there's not much crowd there for the pre-show. But, I think people knowing that this match will be on the kickoff show should get there early and should check out these 2 guys. These are 2 guys that are really trying to make the Cruiserweight division something special, something unique, and that's why I think they're both here. So I will go with Neville retaining his championship. I don't think I want to see Austin Aries win his first title as a Cruiserweight champion on a pre-show. I think even bigger things should lie ahead for Austin Aries. I think this time should be spent just down there for a little bit, helping the Cruiserweights, and hopefully he gets, up to go against some heavyweight guys. But I think Neville keeps it. Now, if Aries does win it, I'm not going to complain at all. Like I said, both guys should, kind of hold these titles. But I think for now, we'll keep Neville retaining his title. Also on the kickoff show is a SmackDown Women's Championship match. I believe the 6-pack challenge now that Naomi came back to return, which probably is saying a lot about where she should be positioned. You have Alexa Bliss, who's the champion. You also have Becky Lynch, Natalya. What else? Who else we have? We have Mickie James in there and Carmella. And, of course, now, like we said, the return of Naomi. And you know what? I think I'm going to have to go with it. I think Naomi comes back to her hometown of Orlando, where she lives and all that stuff. But just coming back from injury, coming back this week, I think it's very telling. So I will say, yes, the championship does change on a kickoff match, and that championship will change here. Naomi to grab the women's title for a second time. So hopefully this time, she can make it a legit run as she got injured with her first run. So Naomi to get the title. I think, Mickie James was a kind of my second choice, as I've heard, she's just a title reign away from tying Trish Stratus. But, I don't know if the time is right for Mickie James to get it now. I would maybe like to see it, this match probably on the main card. But we'll see how they do there. Once again, title match on a pre-show. Will they change the title? Hard telling, but like I said, it just seems like the stars are aligned for Naomi to grab her women's championship back from Alexa Bliss. So, finally on the kickoff show. Now, like I said, if they announce more matches, we'll get to them as I can. Maybe I'll do some Facebook Live stuff, or I'll just, post up my thoughts. But for now, I'm just kind of going off WWE.com and what matches they have there. So, the final match that they have announced is the 4th annual Andre the Giant Battle Memorial Battle Royal, blah, blah, blah. There's lots of superstars. If you want me to name some of those superstars, let's just look at the list. There's 30 of them announced. Lots of SmackDown teams, tag teams. I think they're all the SmackDown tag teams in there. You do have Epico and Primo, so you have the Shining Stars. You have Curtis Axel. You have Titus O'Neil, Goldust, R-Truth, Mark Henry, Dolph Ziggler, Apollo Crews, Big Show, Sami Zayn, and of course, who my pick is to win all this, Braun Strowman. I thought maybe Braun could have been included with the Undertaker, Roman Reigns stuff because he kind of was there. But, I think this is a fine kind of starting point for him to win this Andre the Giant Battle Royal Memorial Trophy thing, deal, whatever you want to call it. But, I think that's fine for Braun to win that. So I will go with Braun Strowman to win this.
I'm guessing there's bigger things down the road for him. I mean, look at Baron Corbin last year. We already see him in an Intercontinental title match, which I'll get to in just here in a minute. But I think Braun Strowman winning this. I'd like to see Sami Zayn make a good run in it. I think he deserves so much more than what he's been getting. But, I think Sami Zayn should put a good showing. Other than that, like I said, lots of SmackDown tag teams. I mean, you have the SmackDown tag team champions in there, which is very concerning. But then again, tag teams just aren't a very high priority right now for WWE. I hope, maybe with the Raw after Mania, the SmackDown after Mania, and maybe in the new kind of the new year, as it were, because usually after WrestleMania, things kind of start moving along in a different path. Hopefully, tag team wrestling is a priority for them, because obviously putting the tag team champions and even the past champions, Chad Gable and Jason Jordan, in there, is not the best way that I would be using them. I think I would rather them just have even if it was a kickoff rematch for the tag team championships. But that's another story for another day. So what else do we have on the card? So that's the kickoff matches. Let's kind of get to the main card. Speaking of tag team championships, we will start with Raw Tag Team Championship ladder match. We kind of saw ladder being used on Monday night, so I would love to maybe see TLC, but we'll get the ladder match. We got Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson, the champions, who we didn't think would get the tag team championships, but they actually did win those back at Royal Rumble kickoff show. There you go, championship changing hand on the kickoff show. You got Enzo Amore and Big Cass and Sheamus and Cesaro. So a triple threat. I think all these teams are going to want to put their best foot forward, especially Enzo and Big Cass. Being in Orlando where their NXT days were, they were there for so many years. And now I think they will get their big moment here in the Raw Tag Team Championship Triple Threat ladder match. I think they climb that ladder. What better, kind of way to put them in the limelight, spotlight type deal with climbing a ladder, and I think they grab the tag team championships. So, Big Cass, Enzo Amore, my official prediction for that match. But like I said, I think all three teams are going to want to put their best foot forward. Also, looking next, Intercontinental Championship match. This one, once again, I think you got two guys that just want to show off what they can do. I think you have Dean Ambrose, who comes in as the champion. I think he definitely needs to make up for last year's, whatever you want to call that match with Brock Lesnar. And luckily, he's got a younger guy in Baron Corbin, who I believe has a lot to prove as well. I hate calling for two championships to change hand right away, but I think I'm going to go with Baron Corbin in this match. I think he has a lot to prove with that IC title. I think Ambrose will be fine. Ambrose could have no titles and still be as popular as he is. So I'd like to see Baron Corbin kind of get it and take it to where it could go. Even looking ahead to Money in the Bank, I think that'd be a good spotlight for him as well. So IC Championship or Intercontinental Championship match, I will go with Baron Corbin to get the title. Next up, probably my show stealer of the night. I think Chris Jericho, Kevin Owens for the U.S. Championship, United States Championship, is going to be the show stealer. Once again, two guys that just want to prove that they probably should be on the higher spot on the card. But, wherever you're positioned on the card, I think you take that time and you do something with it. So, Chris Jericho is the champion, but I think he's probably going to be headed off for a little bit, so therefore you got to get the title off him. Kevin Owens should get the title. Now, it is a little bit of a step down for Kevin Owens, being Universal Champion. Now he's going to get the U.S. Championship, but still he'll be a champion, and hopefully they'll, maybe do something with it. Maybe have him defend it a lot more than previous guys have been defending it. So, my United States Championship match prediction is Kevin Owens to grab the U.S. Championship. Next up, we have Raw Women's Championship Fatal 4-Way Elimination Match. There's a lot of words there. You got Bayley the champion, Charlotte Flair, Sasha Banks, Nia Jax. Four women that obviously have been very highly featured. Nia is the only woman that hasn't held the title in this match. Charlotte has held it 4 times. Sasha's held it 2 or 3 times. Bayley just got it. So this one is very hard to kind of predict. I think Nia is the first one out. She kind of just got thrown into the match, so I see her being eliminated first. maybe Charlotte gets thrown out or gets eliminated. Maybe Dana Brooke comes out and kind of makes her name known in there. But I think it does come down to Sasha and Bayley. And I love Bayley and I love Sasha. So once again, two women that I want to hold the title. I think you're probably better with Bayley holding on the title. Sasha Banks turns on her the next night. You know, we all kind of see it coming, but I think you got to pull the trigger on it. And, you know, maybe Sasha comes out to congratulate her and then just takes her out the next night. So I'll go with Bayley to retain. You know, I think you don't want every title changing hands because that could happen. But I'll say Bayley retains in this match, and it's her and Sasha in the final two. And like I said, Bayley getting the pin on Sasha, but Sasha next night turning on her and going on her way to a heel turn, which is going to be good for both women in my mind. So, next up, we have Shane McMahon versus AJ Styles. A match that people keep telling me they don't want to see. You know what? I'm going to say I want to see it. I think Shane McMahon is going to do everything he can to, you know, make AJ Styles look good. Not that that takes much. And I think AJ Styles is going to do everything he can to make Shane McMahon look good. So, you know, you have two guys that are very key components to SmackDown. Obviously, I will say, I believe AJ Styles gets some win. I mean, it's an easy prediction. Shane McMahon should just lay down for him at some point. You know, I think we're going to see some spots in here that might change her mind on Shane McMahon, might change her mind on AJ Styles. But either way, AJ Styles for the win and moving along, and he'll get right back into that title picture, which everyone was concerned about. I'm not that worried about because, like I said, I think he can get right back in there. All right, Seth Rollins, Triple H. This will complete Triple H's trifecta of the Shield, of going against the Shield. He's already winning against Roman Reigns at last year's WrestleMania, and he also fought Dean Ambrose, so now he's got, you know, Seth Rollins in his crosshairs. This was a match I thought we could have got last year. Seth Rollins got hurt, so I wasn't sure when we pulled the trigger on this, but now we're going to get it this year's WrestleMania. A non-sanction match. I think there's going to be shenanigans in it. I would love to see a Shield reunion. Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose come out there to help Seth, but with Roman involved with The Undertaker, there's no way that's happening. So, there will be shenanigans. You will see Samoa Joe, I think, in this because he has no kind of dance partner on the card for WrestleMania. Nothing really to do, which I think is fine for right now. You know, Samoa Joe just did come up, so I'm not that worried that he doesn't necessarily have a big spot on the card because I think this is his time. Now, that means who comes out to even the odds for Seth, and I'm guessing that would be Finn Balor, which should be interesting to see the reaction. You know, does he, you know, how does he come out and all that stuff. So, you know, and then that, of course, gets Finn and Samoa Joe maybe off on one side. So, I think you got options there. I think the biggest thing is I don't know if we'll get an actual winner. I mean, if I had to predict a winner, I'd probably go with Seth, obviously, over Triple H. I still see Triple H being heavily involved in Raw. You know, if Stephanie McMahon maybe announces him as kind of the head, you know, GM for Raw, and then we're back to kind of authority figures, especially if you want Samoa Joe and Kevin Owens kind of involved with that. Looking at that angle, I hope you add some more pieces to that. Maybe the club members, I think that'd be a good spot for them. Maybe Charlotte, you know, maybe some woman aspect to it because I think she's perfect fit for that. So, you know, looking at this match, though, my official prediction is Seth Rollins. You know, I think we're going to just see an all-out fight, not much wrestling involved. It's just going to be interesting to see how much Seth has in the tank, as it were, because, you know, I'm not sure how healthy he is. I'm guessing he's healthy enough to do the match, so that should be good tell for him. So we'll kind of keep moving along the card. Next up, a match that I think a lot of people were down upon, but now they're all of a sudden loving. It's called the Power Couples Collide match. So you got John Cena and Nikki Bella, and you have The Miz and Maurice. Maurice's first, you know, kind of foray into the ring, I believe, in 5 or so years. So it's going to be interesting to see if she has any, you know, how much wear and tear she has in her body, how much ring rust, if she even is featured that much in the match. And then also you have John Cena and The Miz, you know, rematch from way back in the day, WrestleMania 28. The Miz got over as champion. Of course, The Rock was involved in that. But, you know, I'm thinking that John Cena and Nikki Bella pull this off. The Miz and Maurice have definitely been getting over in the feud leading up to this, so therefore you got to go the opposite. And I feel like, WrestleMania, especially if you want to pull off the whole thing of John Cena proposing to Nikki Bella, which is what everybody's running with, that to me, that wouldn't surprise me at all. So I think, The Miz, I think he'll be fine. He could take a loss to John Cena and kind of move along from that. If The Miz and Maurice were to pull it off, I wouldn't complain. But my official prediction is the power couple of John Cena and Nikki Bella. That should be an interesting match to kind of see, like I said, how much will the women be featured, and what exactly will happen after the match. So, moving along, let's keep it rolling with the Phenom versus the Big Dog. Whose yard is it? Is it the Undertaker's yard, or is it Roman Reigns' yard? Another match where, I'm going back and forth on it. On one hand, it's the Undertaker. It's WrestleMania. He's only lost once to Brock Lesnar, which we can go back and forth on. Should he have lost there? Should somebody else have taken the streak? Not even the streak's been talked about that much. It's more about, whose yard is it? Who's the big dog here? So, I'm going to have to go with Roman Reigns as the winner here. I think Undertaker is a business guy. He's a company guy. I think he knows, his time is obviously dwindling down. Maybe this year, next year, and then that's about it as far as Undertaker's concerned. So him losing, helps Roman Reigns. So therefore, let's just do that. I will go with Roman Reigns as my winner in this match. And interested to see where Roman Reigns goes after that, because I think you almost have to put him in the Universal title picture. Universal Championship, because you beat the Undertaker at WrestleMania, one of two people to do it. So, and we all saw Brock Lesnar and what he did after he beat the Undertaker at WrestleMania. So yeah, I think you got to pull the trigger, move ahead with Roman Reigns as far as the title picture is concerned. Let's go to the SmackDown WWE Championship Match. Bray Wyatt, Randy Orton. Really, really good build for this. I was a little, down at the last week with Bray Wyatt kind of going the satanic route, just doing whatever he was doing, talking in tongues and all that stuff. But you had Randy Orton burn down the Wyatt compound, so that gave Bray Wyatt this other side of him. This one, I want Bray Wyatt to keep rolling along, but then it's Randy Orton. He's, I think, 4th all-time in championship reigns, so it's hard to bet against him. I feel like I've already put together 2 other title changes, and I feel like I already have another one. So I'll say Bray Wyatt's going to retain. I think Orton is another kind of up there in veteran age, knowing where things are at and seeing the bigger picture. And probably the bigger picture is a win for Bray Wyatt here. So I will go with Bray Wyatt. But I think it should be a pretty darn good match. It's going to be, full of strikes and punches and all that good stuff. Maybe not a lot of wrestling, but we'll see, Orton maybe trying to pull an RKO out of Bray Wyatt. Bray Wyatt, doing the Sister Abigail and moving right along. Going to be interested to see where exactly the title picture will be after this match. Will there be a rematch if Randy Orton wins? If Bray Wyatt wins, then I would think you got to move along with him. So that's the WWE Championship match. And your headlining match, your main event, closing the night. Goldberg, the champion, and Brock Lesnar. Universal Championship, this is Raw's kind of, title match. 2 guys that, I think have a lot to prove from their last WrestleMania encounter. Now, granted, this is not going to go, I don't think this goes 10 minutes, 15 minutes. I think we get 5 to 10 minutes, if that. But I think Brock Lesnar is going to totally destroy Goldberg. Maybe Goldberg gets a spear in, and then Brock just kind of laughs it off and, takes his lump for a minute, and then just totally goes into Goldberg. So therefore, yes, I am predicting Brock Lesnar as your champion. And it's a little, I don't know what the right word I'm looking for. A lot of people are down on it because we'll have a part-time champion, because I don't see Lesnar on that much. Maybe SummerSlam he defends it, but surely he'll be around at some dates and whatnot. But I think this is the end of the line for Goldberg. Probably Hall of Fame induction next year. But a lot longer than what I think people realize. I figured Royal Rumble. I thought Mania, but then he did work Fastlane, even though it was very short. He did work Survivor Series as well. So it's interesting, this kind of run for Goldberg, but that's where we are. Like I said, Brock Lesnar, my official prediction champion here, or prediction for this Universal Championship. So, closing thoughts about WrestleMania. I think, for a 2-hour kickoff show, for a 4-hour card, all these matches, I really have high expectations. I think, maybe I'm setting them up too high. But I think, all parties, like I said, Ambrose and Corbin, Jericho, Owens. You got the tag team championship for Raw. I think you got the ladies who want to prove something. I think this is kind of a proving ground for a lot of people. I think Roman Reigns wants to prove that he belongs with The Undertaker. Bray Wyatt wants to prove that he's champion. So I feel like this is a Mania that everybody is on that kind of page that they want to show what they can do. And that's a good thing. So I have high expectations for it. I hope you do too. Feel free to comment, like, share, whatever you do with this stuff. If you want to give me your own predictions, you can follow me at StephenA1181. That's on Twitter. You can catch me there. I will be tweeting out here and there for WrestleMania. I'm always, there for whatever you want to talk about. So that's StephenA1181. Hopefully you'll go follow me there. And like I said, feel free to comment your own WrestleMania predictions, whatever they might be. But looking forward to WrestleMania, and I hope you will too.